I briefed you in the red room, and you know what I expect of you. I want you to touch gloves now. Be prepared for the bell.
Which is what a great athlete does. It's out of who he is.
George, what must Cardona do? What little he has, he's quite proud of.
He was able to land a good straight left that time.
There's always an adjustment for a conventional fighter. Like Ray Leonard did. Another good straight left hand by Whitaker. Cardona coming back with rights to the body. Good right hand by Cardona countering inside.
Whitaker back up at this point yet. That's what he's got to do. Prove it. I'm more.
Good body shots in there by Cardona. Referee Al Rothenberg warning Cardona not to hold Pernell behind the head. Out a little uneasy with Cardona's tactics early.
Has a mean streak in it. Not only pound for pound.
He was down through the ages of prize fighting.
And Cardona has.
It's the key weapon against a southpaw, right, George?
Yeah, you throw it in. Don't throw it with power. Just throw it out there. Eventually, you'll find the range to throw a powerful right hand. Whoa! You get in, you touch, 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 almost like a man who's blind with his stick. Figure out where you're going to step. Let the stick find it first.
Cardona cocking the right, now pawing with it, just as George says he should, and he finds a short left hand inside. Whitaker with a fabulous straight left.
When Whitaker find you doing...
He's a master of changing the pace to take you out of your plan.
Good job of throwing that lead right hand.
Right hand. Another straight left for Whitaker.
Now and then, the judges see it.
Among his many victories, bullfight beatings of his career.
Stop!
According to punch stat numbers, particularly in round 2, Cardona landing at a higher rate of accuracy.
Whitaker's corner, they seem to be real careful about what they say. They don't...
Little lectures about holding behind the head and one for low blow. Stay away from Cardona's left.
Cardona's... He hits you back when you throw a right, he hits you back when you throw a left, but when you jab him, he doesn't do anything. Whitaker should be aware of that.
And fights his fight, it doesn't matter what the other guy does.
Good left hook by.
Yeah, terrific left hand. Took it well. Another straight right by Whitaker. Cardona having no trouble handling that.
But they're landing. Corner told him to keep moving to... How great he is, but here I'm being hit a lot more than I'm heading back.
And your point at the beginning of the night, Pernell has fallen into the habit of talking about himself. It means an ego bad.
That's right. You know, the old saying is, Paul, you keep talking about what you I. Next thing you know,
Cardona warring on the ropes with Pernell Whitaker. Whitaker countering with the straight left. He's landing it over and over.
Here's Whitaker with a straight left hand.
Have Cardona landing at a lower rate now than Pernell Whitaker. Whitaker trying to pound that straight left through the gloves of Cardona again. He'd make a big mistake if he tried to fall in love with his punching power here, George.
Really effective by jabbing with that right hand of his. He turns it into a power punch. Whitaker takes over.
Continuing with sheer aggression and getting inside of Whitaker. Whitaker landing, Cardona landing right back.
A guy like Whitaker, you got to suck up and get ready to hit him back because he doesn't like to be hit. He want to pay you back.
Good straight left hand there by Pernell. Cardona whacking away to the body. And
Cardona is staying right in this fight. You can see that he's not backing off at all. And although the fight appears to be close,
sometimes a cornerman is better than a trainer. So once I was cut, Angelo Dundee didn't even let me know it. Told me my nose was running.
Beautiful.
If he had told me I was bleeding, I probably would have fainted.
You know what they say about those big men in blood. Left and a right to the body by Cardona. Whitaker landing the straight right up the middle. Whitaker backing up, but occasionally stopping, standing his ground, and landing solidly. Both fighters missing there. Crowd appreciates Pernell's defensive capabilities.
Thing right, but yet the tide isn't going for me.
By the right hands.
Start receiving a lot of jabs like that. It puts your neck and your back out of.
Pernell's connect rate is going up and up and up. Cardona landing there, but by and large, Pernell in the first half of this round has been landing just about everything he throws.
You get a guy from Puerto Rico a long way from home, and he could turn the tide instantly, and this referee has done a terrible job of it.
Because he's been one-sided in looking at Cardona's fouls without disciplining Pernell. Is that it?
Yeah, and that's true, and it's a long way from home.
Look at him trade, George. This is sensational action.
Cardona is a solid puncher. He can get a left hook going.
As you're watching it, Pernell Whitaker's first appearance in the ring.
At Whitaker's jabs here. This is like watching a great point guard or a great leadoff hitter. You don't have to be a big power man to attract the fans. He is the exception that proves the rule.
Cardona with a left to the body.
Sharp as attacks. Good stroke behind two jabs.
This is not your hard-boiled Las Vegas boxing crowd. Whitaker finding the range again with the right. This time it was the left uppercut. Unusual because he is seldom marked in the ring.
Let go of him.
Another straight left.
You better do something else.
In other words, when he sees the right hand, he counters over the top of it with the lightning left.
Pops you for that. He said, now you're in position, I'm going to get you out of it.
There you see the heavy jab that Whitaker is throwing, stepping into it just out of the textbook. Better than the textbook even.
His eye is in awful shape now.
You saw Ace Murata working on it with the end swell between rounds.
The thing about your eyes start to puff up, you just can't see good. Eyes. His hands are great, but his eyes looks for a way out.
You pointed out in the first round, that'll be compromised by this swollen right eye.
That's true. And then Cardona got to realize he's fighting for the title. He can't sit back and wait. You got to fight, even if you get knocked down. Go for it.
Well, I think he's done a pretty good job of maintaining aggression. He's getting hit a lot, but he keeps coming.
With a right, left.
Just missed with the left hand. Left to the body by Whitaker, right hands to the head by Cardona. Whitaker goes back to the body. Left by Whitaker to the middle of Santos Cardona's belly. And Cardona trying to target the right eye. Whitaker with good head movement. They trade together at the ropes.
Cardona is thinking, if only I can just come back with this left hook.
Took the bread and butter of Cardona's combinations. Hard punch to land against any southpaw, particularly Pernell.
I think Cardona would have been a lot satisfied with himself, even when this fight is over, if he'd have been a bit more aggressive, even if he had caught a lot more punch. That left hook by Cardona, right where he wanted it, too.
Left inside as Pernell backs away.
Left lead. Don't start doing the same thing over and over.
God, there should be some reward for Cardona for this earnest effort. I mean, it's all written all over his face. He's doing everything he can.
A big one to his 2 or 3 punches. Look back when you're fighting for the title.
And you heard heavyweight titleist Evander Holyfield tell us in our preview interview that he can do without cutman Ace Murata. Good left hand inside by Whitaker. Just for the record, Ace holds no grudge against Evander. Well, now that's an old story, isn't it, George?
Yeah. You won one guy and hold the other.
You never hold the hometown fighter. His fighter to move to the left against the southpaw, particularly to move toward Whitaker's swelling right eye.
Whitaker's right eye is wide open again.
And there's the result as he lands a solid left hand.
What I can't understand is Cardona is doing the right thing and still not winning this fight.
Master at work.
To be a sitting duck, he'd better start moving a bit himself.
Well, he still hasn't remembered to move to the left with the consistency that his trainer wants.
Whitaker's jumping in with that right jab. You do that a few times and a guy can easily be knocked out.
Pernell only 15 knockouts in 34 fights. That's not his trademark. The paint job, the shutout, the 12-0 win in rounds. That's the Whitaker.
Once you receive those kind of jabs consistently, you can't help but being knocked out. You knock yourself out.
The most stunning knockout of Whitaker's career was against another Puerto Rican fighter, Juan Nazario. For those of you tuning in to see final analysis on the East Coast and the premiere of Sidekicks on the West Coast, those programs will be seen in their entirety immediately following World Championship Boxing. Cardona trying to rally and Whitaker trying to punish him for it.
And here's Pernell, as he puts it, having a party. When he says I want to have a party, he doesn't mean after the fight. He means during the fight.
And whipping them. 26 out of 30 in round number 9.
Fell away on you.
And you talked about the mean streak, George. We saw it at the end of that last round.
Historically, people have always suspected boxers, any athlete that makes it look easy, designation in whatever sport he's in. They said it about Ali, they said it about Ray Leonard. Slow down, you saw just how much courage and meanness and toughness they had.
And as time goes by, we see more and more of it in this cutie too.
Cardona landed a good chopping right hand, the socks.
And now the fight begins to take on a little of the texture of Whitaker-Chavez last fall. Cardona, like Chavez, lunging in to try to create opportunities.
Pernell is competitive. You hit him, he wants to hit you back.
All right, I got it. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it.
Chopping left hand by Whitaker. Combination. Whitaker's dominance increasing.
Hold it, I got it.
Great counter left hand by Whitaker. And Cardona's hurt. More so than at any other time in the fight.
Here is Whitaker helping to paint this masterpiece. He's like one of those punctillists, an artist who paints by making dots, like Surratt. He just puts a lot of dots on his opponent, and by the end of the fight, he's got his masterpiece.
It's getting harder. Those programs will be seen in their entirety. If you're looking at pound for pound the best fighter in the world, the fella in the red trunks right there. There's nobody better alive in the sport today than Pernell Whitaker. Well-trained, #1 contender, an excellent fighter in Santos Cardona. Cardona's giving it a heck of an effort, all he's got, and Pernell is now just beating the living tar out of him.
Whitaker, even when he's presented with a knockout, you've seen it, and they'll take a fight away from you.
Things have to change. He can't be this brilliant forever, but Cardona's going to earn a lot of respect tonight in a fight in which he may well have been shut out.
He just couldn't figure out what to do to this guy.
Who could? If Chavez couldn't, who could? It's going to be the question for the next 3-4 years. 34 fights. When does he fall off the diving board? But clearly not yet.
He's threading the needle with that straight right.
Yeah, he is. Putting it right between Cardona's guard. Boom. The right hand was perfect there.
I got it.
Cardona doesn't come back and get him weak.
We can see this uppercut that Whitaker throws just to show us something. And
James Toney is good, but Whitaker is in another class. Toney has power, so he's dependent a lot on that. He'll never be able to develop the way Whitaker has developed.
And Whitaker is allowing his anger to show here. But now he wants to showboat a little bit. So we'll see the dipsy-do and maybe the whirligig, but he's shown it before. Against Roger Mayweather, he pulled down Mayweather's trunks.
and then Mayweather knocked him down.
Mayweather has a great right hand.
Toney can punch.
Yeah,
That's the way a son of mine.
But he's an aggressive boxer. He does something that some people might think is even harder than what Whitaker does. He's always coming forward, and he's not being hit.
The final minute and a half of this homecoming showcase for Pernell Whitaker. But increasingly, with each passing round, it has become another virtuoso performance. Another showcase.
He's not going to find a better welterweight around today as Cardona.
I got it. I got it.
Slip.
Called a slip, not a knockdown.
I got it. Watch your hand.
What an effort by Santos Cardona. Give him credit.
For the winner, and still WBC welterweight champion of the world from Norfolk, Virginia, Pernell Sweet Pea